It's another hot, steamy, humid early evening here in St. Pete, but no worries. See that dome? Solves everything. As Prime presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 3 of a 4-game set from Tropicana Field here in St. Pete. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Joe Girardi, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees won Game 1 of the series. They lost last night, so this becomes a very, very big game for both teams. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this one. And for the Rays, it's going to be Shane McClanahan working on 6 days rest. And for the Yankees, it's Garrett Cole. And Joe, with the Yankees still unsure who's going to start tomorrow's game, this is a big start for Cole.
Yeah, this is really important. And I think he's always understood the importance of his starts. And he's had a good fastball all year. We've seen him hit 99 as you see this four-seamer freeze the left-handed hitter. The slider's going to be really important, Michael. They have 5 righties in their lineup, and his changeup has been his most effective non-fastball pitch. I'm sure he'll use that a lot as well.
Let's see his last 3 starts. Last time, 5 innings, 2 runs. He didn't walk a batter, struck out 7, and he's always around the 90 pitch mark. Now, no matter how well you pitch, you need runs, and Ben Rice seems like he is through his slump. He has been on fire lately, and last night another home run.
Yeah, in the month of June, he was hitting the ball on the ground way too much. He's usually in the upper 30%. He was in the 50s, but not anymore, as we've seen him hit home runs in back-to-back nights. A solo shot on Monday, a 3-run shot last night, opposite field, which is not easy to do here at the Trop. He has been swinging the bat really well in the month of July.
Seems like he likes to hit against the Rays this year. In 7 games, hitting .391, 3 home runs, and 5 ribbies. So he has 26 home runs in 86 games. Last year, it took him 138. And slugging and OPS, big numbers. He's second in the American League in both categories to the Astros' Yordan Alvarez. So a big part of the story today is going to be Garrett Cole. How will the veteran fare against the Tampa Bay Rays? Well, Meredith Marakovitz talked to Aaron Boone and asked him what he expects from his ace right-hander. That's coming up next.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field for Yankees baseball on Prime. Game 3 of the 4-game series between the Yankees and the Rays is set to get underway in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. As you can see behind me, the Rays remain on top of those AL East standings. With last night's Yankees loss, the Yankees now trail them by 4 games. Tonight, they will send Garrett Cole to the mound. I asked Aaron Boone earlier how badly they need Cole to pitch like an ace tonight.
Well, we just need him to go out and continue to throw the ball well. I thought his last outing was really good, especially considering some adverse conditions where you have the long rain delay. He's able to go back out there. I thought pitched really well. Feel like he's in a good place and ready to go. And yeah, hopefully he can go out and give us a good outing and get us off on a good note tonight.
And tonight will be the 9th start of the season for Garrett Cole. He actually faced the Rays in his debut coming off the IL, and in that one, he pitched extremely well, going 6 scoreless innings. The Yankees are hoping that history repeats itself tonight. Plenty more to come here on Prime. When we get back, we will have first pitch. Michael Kay and Joe Girardi on the call. That's all next, right here on Prime.
Here in St. Pete, we're getting ready for Game 3 of this 4-game set between the first-place Rays and the second-place Yankees in the American League East. The Rays have taken the field. Shane McClanahan is taking his warm-up tosses. The left-hander with the 7-5 record is getting ready to pitch Game 3 against Garrett Cole. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup that he'll face. Paul Goldschmidt will lead off. He plays first base. The DH is Ben Rice. Ahmed Rosario at third. Cleaning up, left fielder Cody Bellinger. Jason Dominguez in right. Anthony Volpe at short. Max Schumann in center field bat 7th. Batting 8th and catching, Austin Wells. And Jose Caballero will play second base, and he'll bat 9th.
Well, you see the numbers on Shane McClanahan. He's still got a really good fastball, and he's got a really, really good changeup.
And he is ready. Goldschmidt's ready. And let's do it. Here at the Trop. First pitch foul back, and we're underway.
Scouting report on Shane McClanahan. There's been some restrictions because he had Tommy John in August of 2023. Missed all of last year as well with some nerve damage. and he's only made 3 starts on regular rest. Power outage, hitters are 13 for 103 at bats, 1 double on his changeup. That's an average of 133, and he's still got enough. I know his fastball's down a mile per hour, but you're going to see some 98s and 99s.
And a strike to Goldschmidt. The veteran lefty deals.
Something interesting about this Rays team. Their pitchers are throwing 21% changeups this year compared to 11 last year. Everyone's working on hitting velocity. They're taking the velocity out of the ball.
Swing and a miss. Goldschmidt down on strikes. He has struck out in 8 straight plate appearances. He's now 0 for his last 31. Take a look at the defense for the Rays. Simpson, Mullins, DeLuca left to right in the outfield. Caminero, Walls, Williamson, and Aranda. That's third to first. Nick Fortes behind the plate. Yandy Diaz at DH. And the 29-year-old McClanahan on the mound. There's Ben Rice. Fouled away.
I like the aggressiveness because he will use his changeup against lefties as well as righties. And as I talked about, hitters are hitting 133 with 1 extra base hit and 113 at bats.
Doug Eddings is behind the plate. We'll take a look at what he's about. Pitcher friendly, 68 calls challenged, 40 overturned, more inside strikes on righties, more outside strikes on lefties. He's the crew chief in year number 29. Ground ball, first base. Aranda backs up, and he'll flip to McClanahan, 2 away.
Well, McClanahan's only been on normal rest 3 times this year, and when he's gotten 6 or more days, like today, in 4 starts, he has a 1.71 ERA. So the extra rest definitely has helped him.
Here is Ahmed Rosario. Well, they expect him to pull in the infield because the second baseman, Williamson, almost behind second base. So days of rest, 4 days, 3.95, 5 days, 3.40. And what he's on now, 6 days, 1.71.
His last start of 2023 was against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Interesting, Cole's first start was against this Rays this year, both of them after injuries.
Fouled away. Yankees coming at 50 and 41, and the Rays are 53 and 36. Two.
When you talk about that record, Michael, the thing that the Rays have done extremely well is they're 18-7 in the division, where the Yankees are 15-15. I think Toronto's 13-13. They've dominated this division so far this year.
That's popped up on the run. Aranda, foul territory, makes the play. Yankees go down in order against McClanahan. Yankees nothing, and the Rays coming to bat. There he is, Garrett Cole, taking his warm-ups, ready to face the Tampa Bay Rays starting lineup. So let's take a look at what he's dealing with. Yandy Diaz, the DH, who has those numbers against Cole. Cole has not faced any hitter more than he's faced Yandy Diaz in his career. Aranda plays first, Caminero in third. Middle of the order, Mullins, DeLuca, and Simpson. And the bottom third, Ben Williamson at second, Taylor Walls at short, and Nick Fortes will catch about 9th.
Well, it's good to see him out there for his 9th start. His last start was a good one. You see the Ks per innings, pretty good, low walk. Needs a repeat performance. His first start of the year was against this Tampa Bay Rays team. He went 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, 0 runs, and only 72 pitches. I like that style, Garrett. His last start, 75% first pitch strikes. The only start he did it more was that start against the Rays in May. And it seems that the Rays and Kevin Cash are chasing the splits. Last night, left-handed dominating lineup against Will Warren. Tonight, right-hander, more right-handers, because in the year 22, 24, and 26, righties have had more success off of Garrett Cole.
Yeah, they have 3 lefties to come off the bench for later on, the Rays do. Only right-hander is Ryan Vilade. Diaz had a couple hits yesterday, moved ahead of Yordan Alvarez for the American League batting lead at .319. And this is a big blow off of his bat.
Yeah, you see this flat slider, sweeper slider, whatever you want to call it, but it has to have some depth. And that's something that Garrett needs to continue to work on, because his 2 breaking balls have a little bit less depth than they've had the last couple of years. That's worth a little bit of money right there, that chain, Michael, that he just took off. But his slider about 2 inches less than the year 2024, and his curveball about 1.5 inches, and he needs to get that back.
1-2. They play him to hit the other way in the outfield, straight up in the infield. Fouled away. Take a look at the Yankee defense. You've got Bellinger in left, Schumann playing in right center. He's playing center. And then Jason Dominguez in right. Infield, Rosario, Volpe, Caballero, and Goldschmidt. Third to first. Wells behind the plate. 2-2.
Infielders all playing very deep because Diaz doesn't run very well. Rosario's almost on the AstroTurf. He's back as far as he can go.
Up the middle and through for a base hit. Diaz starts off the inning with a single.
Yeah, he had been in quite a slump. This is a pretty good pitch. It's just down the middle and down, and he just chops it over Garrett Cole's head. It's not hit hard. It hits that hard dirt in front of home plate and bounces over Garrett's head, and you're not going to get to it when it's right in the middle of the infield.
Here's Jonathan Aranda, 0 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series. Fouled away.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing on Aranda. All series long, been going up, up, and up. And the changeup below the zone is also a good pitch to him. He's a really good breaking ball hitter, and he likes to hit it the other way. So if you throw him a breaking ball, you got to get it to his back foot.
Fouled away. Rosario gives it a look. Time call by Aranda. He steps out. Oh-2 count. Runner at first. Bottom of the first inning. Yankees went down 1-2-3 in the top of the inning. Strike 3. Fastball. 98 miles an hour right down the middle.
The difference, every fastball he threw him before was up in the zone, and he just kind of froze him there.
A little historic strikeout. 22.93. That ties Dwight Gooden for 59th all-time strikeout list.
Yeah, just an outstanding four-seamer that had the ride to stay up in the zone. As successful as Caminero has been, especially recently when he's gotten the ball in the air, he's hit more double plays than anyone in baseball. He has 16. Doesn't run really well, but he hits the ball really hard. So if he hits it at someone, it's a guaranteed double play. Wow.
And Wells going to
challenge the ball call.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Check it out. And Wells was right.
The pitch is a strike. Yankees still have 2 challenges.
You can see Cole use the clock to his advantage there. He really made Caminero wait until the 2-second mark.
It's exactly why Caballero does what he does. So you can't do that.
Got good life on the fastball. That's 99. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove of Wells. 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, that knuckle curveball was extremely sharp. Had some sweep to it, and look at the late life down. And that's where Caminero will chase, and you can see how much he gets going into the swing. So once he starts to swing, it's hard for him to stop. The little scissor kick at the end, and strike 3.
There's Cedric Mullins. 0-1. Into right field on the run, Dominguez. He's there to make the play. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We played 1. Nothing on Prime. Taking over Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on Netflix, July 13th at 8 p.m. Then catch the 96 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, presented by MasterCard, July 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Bellinger fouls off the first pitch as we start the 2nd inning. I was amazed at some of the sound that came out of the Yankee clubhouse yesterday. Talk about these guys being forthright and owning the struggles. Bellinger, it's on me. Goldschmidt, nothing to say. It's I just haven't hit. Nobody's trying to dodge it. And Bellinger's going to challenge that.
Batter's challenge is strike 3.
Let's see if he's right. No, it's a
Pitch was
strike.
a strike. Yankees have 1 remaining challenge.
I don't know how you can make a better pitch on a changeup to a left-handed hitter. It starts off the plate and comes back, and it ends up on the outside low corner. It is a perfect pitch.
There's Dominguez. One and 0. So Bellinger strikes out. He's now 4 for his last 29 against lefty pitching, and that's always been a big part of his toolbox. He can hit lefties. Dribbled slowly to third, gonna be a tough play. Caminero cannot grab it. It's an infield single for Dominguez.
Now, those are the great hits, Michael. When you hit the ball and you top it so much, it's a slow roller to the third base. His only chance is to barehand it, and I don't even know if he gets Dominguez if he comes up with that baseball, and it's a base hit. He gets out of the box well. You can see he's running as hard as he can. He knows there might be a play. Safe. Good job of getting out of the box.
Volpe fouls it off. Count 0-1. Volpe pinch hit in yesterday's game. Fielder's choice. He's 4 for his last 32. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher Fortes. The Rays, as a team, throw out 20% of base runners. That's below league average. Dominguez has good speed. He has 5 stolen bases. Hit sharply. Foul ball.
And McClanahan's actually given up 12 stolen bases in 13 attempts. So it is something that I think the Yankees will try to expose when they have the right situation and the right count.
That one missed inside.
Trying to set up that changeup, Michael. Speed him up, go inside hard, and throw the changeup down and away.
Did not have good command on it. Left it upstairs.
Interesting enough, you'll see that a lot from him. And sometimes as a hitter, you probably think it's a 4-seamer. And you're way out in front of it.
3-2. Right field coming on DeLuca. It's a base hit. Dominguez will go to third. The throw comes all the way and is cut off. So it's a single for Volpe, and it's first and third, 1 man out.
He gets jammed, and you can't be afraid to get jammed off of McClanahan because of the great changeup and a really good read on Dominguez's part to get to third base. He knew where the right fielder was playing. You get jammed, you get sawed off. He looks at it, and he knows, I got this. I don't need a coach to tell me to go to third. I found the baseball and know exactly what I need to do, and he got to third really easy. And it sets up a situation here, Michael, with the lefty on the mound. You could safety squeeze. You got good speed at third. You got to hold the runner at first.
And that's exactly what they did. Here comes Dominguez. The throw. Got him. Nice play by McClanahan. Out number 2.
Yeah, and I got to believe that he got a really bad jump, and sliding headfirst into home, into a catcher's shin guards, is so dangerous. I hope his hands are okay. I hope his shoulder's okay. But it seemed like he was a little late. He doesn't have a big enough lead, and he breaks a little bit too late. And you want to get that more down the first base line where Aranda has to field it. Just a really good play. Scoop with the glove, didn't transfer it, made a good play to throw to Fortes. He just needed to get it down the first base line more.
Wells takes inside. And the count 2-0. So the count 3-0. On deck is Caballero. Three one. Shanahan deals. Popped up. Foul territory. Aranda will make the play. And the Yankees strand 2. Go to the bottom of the second. This Thursday, it's the WNBA on Prime. Join us as the Seattle Storm take on the Atlanta Dream. Then it's the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury. The WNBA on Prime tips off Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We go to the bottom of the second inning. DeLuca leads off. Let's check in with Meredith Marakovitz about Jason Dominguez.
Well, Michael, after he was called out at home, he came into the Yankees dugout, walked all the way to the end of it. Trainer Tim Lentick followed him and sat right next to him, and Dominguez was just kind of shaking his head at first, and then he pointed to his left shoulder and looked at Tim and said, I was a little worried about that. Luckily, as you see him slide in head first right here into home plate, there's nothing wrong with the shoulder. He said he is good, and he's back out there in the outfield. But I think he was just nervous because, if you remember, he missed time earlier this season with a low-grade sprain of his left AC joint. So probably more cautious than anything else.
Probably pretty fortunate. And you wonder what, as the game goes on, will he feel it or will he feel it tomorrow morning?
Strike 3. DeLuca down looking. Third strikeout for Cole.
Adrenaline's a really good thing, and it keeps players on the field. But he's got 2 of his strikeouts on this fastball that's been down in the zone. Gave up a hit to Yandy Diaz, but 2 really explosive fastballs down in the zone.
Simpson lines one to right field, the base hit. So he had his 9-game hitting streak snapped last night, but he picks up a single in his first at bat tonight.
Here's the second baseman, number 15, Ben Williamson.
When you look at Williamson's spray chart, the right fielder probably should be in a little bit more. He does not possess great bat speed, does not drive the ball great.
Simpson, 21 stolen bases. Joe, I'm just wondering, we saw Dominguez slide in head first. When you were managing, did you try to discourage, or did you tell your players not to slide into home plate head first?
Told them not to. I mean, that's a catcher's dream. I mean, you get to kind of plant them opposed to necessarily being bowled over or slid through. You have no fear when they come in head first. I tell them, don't slide head first in the first. And he probably could have got a bigger lead because there was a left-hander on the mound, and that's probably where he got caught up. But it wasn't a great bunt. It was too much to the pitcher.
Runner goes, fly ball right field. Dominguez makes the catch, getting back to first to Simpson.
I tell you, Tampa might hit and run more in a week than some teams do the whole year. And they do it to stay out of double plays, is why they do it. Give a chance to drive in a run, especially with the speed of Simpson.
Here's Walls. In his career, his batting average is 199. Against the Yankees this year, it's 273. He has always hit the Yankees, not particularly hard, but he finds the holes. One and one.
He's a career 199 hitter. Hit 220 last year. He's at 226 this year.
Runner goes. No throw, as Wells didn't get a good handle on it. So Simpson with his 22nd stolen base.
Well, the hardest pitcher to throw for a catcher is the ball down and into a left-hander, because you know you have to clear the hitter or you will hit them or they will get in your way. So this is really a tough ball. And he left probably a tick too quickly, and he kind of lost his balance. He's not going to get him there anyway.
3-1 on Walls. 3-2 on Walls. Bobby Wood Jr. sits atop that list. Swing and a miss. That is the 4th strikeout in 2 innings for Garrett Cole as the Rays leave a runner at second base. We go to the 3rd.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field. Jose Caballero is set to lead things off here for the Yankees as we head to the top of the 3rd. Yesterday, an at-bat from Jose Caballero kind of had you scratching your head a little bit. 3-2 count. He throws his bat and turns around before the call is even made. He thought it was going to be a ball. When I spoke to Caballero about that today in the clubhouse, he said he was selling out ball all the way there. He explained that he's been expanding the zone a little bit too much, especially on 3-2 counts. He was afraid that he was going to swing even if he thought it was a ball, so he thought if he dropped the bat, that prevented the swinging, guys. Didn't work out in his favor. Clearly, they called a strike and he was out, and Michael Kay, I know yesterday you had questions. So that was the answer. Aaron Boone was asked about it today, and he said, well, Caballero has some moxie. That move had some moxie, but in that spot, it doesn't work with what's going on with the offensive struggles of this team. Certainly, probably not the best look there, but understood the thinking from Caballero.
0-2, chopped over McClanahan, charging Walls, and a great scoop by Aranda to turn it into an out.
Yeah, a really good play on both parts, but probably a better play on Aranda's part because Walls had to charge that really hard because Caballero didn't hit it very hard. And he's flying to come get this ball, and he makes the throw, and he bounces it. And it's not a short hop, it's a tough hop, and he makes a great play.
So, Joe, can I be forthright with you?
Always, Michael.
I still don't get it.
I don't either. You see him get out of the box, too, and I thought he might have an infield hit, but just a better play on both of the Rays.
So he said he was selling out for breaking ball, and he didn't want to tempt himself to swing, so he just dropped the bat. Then why even have a bat?
Well, he should have thrown the bat up in the air earlier, is what he should have done to distract the pitcher.
Goldschmidt popped it up, shallow right. DeLuca puts it away. And here's the play that we're talking about from last night.
So throw it up right now. And then you're going to distract the pitcher. He only throws about 39% fastball, and he might have been sitting on breaking ball too and really got fooled.
Well, he definitely said he was sitting breaking ball. Paul O'Neill always tells me, he tries to teach me when we're together, you should never sit on anything but a fastball.
You can't make the adjustment.
Right.
You can make the adjustment the other way, and I know at times it's difficult, and you get ahead, you know, in a count, you may sit on a certain pitch, but it's really hard to adjust a fastball, especially with the velocity in the game, if you're sitting breaking ball.
Checks the swing. With his 0 for 2 today, Goldschmidt has now tied his longest hitless streak of his career, 0 for 32, which he did back with the Cardinals in 2024. Chopped over the middle. Walls grabs it and fires. And the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, Garrett Cole has an outstanding four-seamer tonight. It's got really good ride to it. And sometimes you don't think of ride when it's down in the zone, but the hitter thinks it's going to be down, but it has great carry, and you see Taylor Walls underneath that. That's the ride that he has tonight.
First pitch to Fortes is a ball, 1-0. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings and 2 hits for Cole. Popped up, shallow left, backing up Volpe. And he makes the play. Here he is warming up between innings, lost his hat.
Well, it's a new windup. It never happened before, probably. He's getting used to it. Doesn't seem real happy about it.
He is locked into his starts. And all the pitchers that you caught in your career, who was locked in the most got really serious.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Mike Messina?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Messina, really intellectual, like Garrett Cole.
Driven to left field and deep. Bellinger turns. He's on the track. He leaps. And that ball is off the wall. Diaz will go to second with a double. He just missed a home run, and Bellinger just missed a great catch.
Yeah, it looks on this knuckle curve that he hits it a little bit off the end. I hope Bellinger's okay there. You see him get back to the wall. He jumps, hits that wall with his back, and that's jarring. When you hit a wall like that and you're back, and it feels like almost like a concussion in a sense. Doesn't know where it's at. Does a good job of getting it in. And now you're facing probably their best RBI guy, hitting 325 this year with runners in scoring position.
One 1-0 on Aranda.
Catcher's challenge the pitch.
There's the knuckle curve, and I think when you have a bad shoulder like he has, the further he has to reach for the ball, the harder it's going to be, and that was a
Pitch is a
ball.
ball. The Yankees are out of challenges.
Well, the Yankees just challenged the ball call, and they got it wrong. And so now we're in the third inning, and they are out of challenges.
And that ball that's inside, he doesn't have to extend as far, and it's easier for him.
One and one. Diaz leading the league in hitting at 323, a 10-point lead over Alvarez. Fouled away.
That changed quickly. He was leading, and had a bad 6 days, 2 for 24 or whatever, and
He came into yesterday 1 point behind.
yes, Alvarez.
Yeah.
Well, that sure has changed quickly.
Two and two. Another foul ball out of play.
This is a team that fastballs between 96 and 99, about the 5th best average in baseball and the 7th least strikeout. So they find a way to put the ball in play.
Foul ball again. Giving chase is Rosario. He runs out of room.
They actually strike out the least in Major League Baseball. Contact hitters, few of them have power, and they all run pretty well, except these top 3 guys.
Aranda struck out looking in the first inning.
I like when he gets mad.
Foul back. Now you have Wells catching tonight, and the Rays are starting a lefty. But when it comes to Garrett Cole, you match him with the catcher he's most comfortable with. And the last time he worked with Sanchez, they didn't seem like they were totally on the same page, Joe.
No, and it's hard when you've never caught a guy before.
Right.
Especially someone that's so dialed in all the time and knows exactly what he wants to throw. You're not going to influence what he wants to throw. So if he doesn't like it, he's shaking.
And everybody knows this is Sanchez called the Detroit game. They gave up 5 runs in 4 1/3. And also, Cole went out of his way to compliment how locked in Austin Wells is behind the plate. Line drive, right field, it's a base hit. Diaz rounds third, he's coming home. Here's the throw, here's the play, he's in there. And moving to second on the throw is Aranda as the Rays lead 1-0.
Well, he kept trying to go back to where he got him and where he froze him in the first inning, and he finally caught up to this fastball that looked like a two-seamer that he was trying to front hip him, and it broke a little bit sideways, and he ends up hitting this line drive to Dominguez, who makes a good throw, a little bit off target. Diaz scores, but that throw off target allows Yandy Diaz to score and Aranda to go to second.
Does he go to second because the throw's up the line, or does he go to second because it was over the cutoff?
He read the throw.
All right.
I believe he clearly read the throw because it was somewhat behind him when he went. If you watch him, he's looking at the throw the whole time. And he read the throw, and it's offline, and it's not able to be cut by Goldschmidt, because if it can be cut by Goldschmidt, he's not going anywhere.
Right.
But because it's not able to be cut by Goldschmidt, he's able to go to second base.
Well, the Yankees had shut down Aranda up to that hit. He was 0 for 8 in the series. So he picks up his 59th ribby, and the Rays lead 1-0. Here's Caminero. He struck out in the first inning on a great knuckle curve.
Yeah, and he starts him with a slider there. And the one thing about Caminero is he has moved off the plate a little bit, and he has opened up more. Now, he gets closed, but that outside part of the plate looks a little further away. And if he can stay out there, maybe run a ball up and in off the plate, get him to chase after that. Ooh.
1-1.
Looks like a pretty good pitch, but it is outside. A couple years ago, that's a strike, Michael.
Soft ground ball. Covering is Cole. The flip. He touches the bag to get Caminero, and Aranda moves to third.
Yeah, a really good changeup, which you don't see him throw a ton of right-on-right changeups. You see him out in front. Goldschmidt does a really good job of going to get that baseball. Cole does a good job of getting over. You see how far out in front he is. He doesn't run well, so it's not a tough play. And there's the PFP, Michael. Get the out, turn, and find the runner at third base.
Runner at third now. Mullins at the plate. Fly ball to right in the first inning. Popped up. Rosario backtracks in foul territory. Stumbling backward, he makes the play for the final out in fair territory. But the Rays take the lead. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left on base. We played 3 in St. Pete, and the Rays lead 1-0. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Sonia and Peter, who had great seats at the stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. Rosario swings and misses as we start the 4th inning. Tampa Bay leads 1-0.
In the last 9 starts coming into tonight off the left-handers, the Yankees are 1-8. They've seen more left-handed starters than anyone in the American League, and it seems like teams are lining up their rotation to do that.
Ground ball third base. Caminero gets Rosario.
And you really see how much they miss Judge and Stanton. And without Belly hitting lefties and Goldie not hitting lefties right now, it really makes it tough.
There's Bellinger. His struggles are well documented. 8 for his last 67. And even when he was really raking, he still struggled on the road. His road number is 180. 0-2.
And how important is he to the offense? In their wins coming into yesterday, he was hitting .312 with 10 homers and 40 RBIs, 41. Their losses, he was hitting .163 with 1 homer. He's so important to this lineup.
Two and two. One for 9 in the series so far. Right back here.
That's
right.
as close as it's ever got to be, Michael.
Yeah, to your right.
Michael, what is this thing?
I don't know. It's broken now.
Yeah.
Slammed into that, man.
Has something to do with the audio up here. I don't know what you'd call it.
Right field. DeLuca makes the play. 2 down.
Is it okay? All right. Still got orange and green and blue lights on it, so.
That sounds good to me. I'm just glad you didn't get hit.
I told you I've never got a ball in the booth, but that's about as close as it's going to get. And if I wouldn't have been so lazy, I probably could have stood up and made an effort. But you saw me diving behind your seat, didn't you?
Why not? You've caught a lot of baseballs in your life. One and one. 4th inning, 2 outs, 1-0 Tampa Bay. Good changeup.
Yeah, you're going to watch me, Michael. I'm going to my left. Oh, no. I don't want any part of that, Michael.
Very smart.
Yeah. Why would I do that?
One, two. Line to second base. Catch is made by Williamson. And the Yankees go down in order. 7 straight Yankees retired. Friday nights are for the NWSL on Prime. Marta and the Orlando Pride take on Temwa Chawinga and the Kansas City Current in a can't-miss matchup Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Johnny DeLuca leads off against Garrett Cole. First pitch foul back.
I got to complain about FIFA soccer.
Okay.
I don't think you should ever lose a game like that on penalty. What are the kicks at the end?
Penalty kicks?
Penalty kicks, right, where each team gets 5?
Right.
I think if there's 11 players on the field, for the first 2 minutes, there's only 10. The next 2 minutes,
Popped up.
there's only 9. And you go until someone scores a goal. Because with less players, there's a better chance to score a goal.
Right.
Right? So
like what they do in hockey, go 3-on-3.
yes.
So I'll give you Gianni Infantino's number and give him a buzz.
I like that name.
The head of FIFA. Chandler Simpson takes a strike. I just think that when you get to championship rounds, all that silly stuff is taken away, like the runner at second in extra innings.
Yeah, baseball takes it away.
Right, and
I
hockey
like
takes it away.
Yeah. And I'm sure those guys, after, it's supposed to be 90 minutes, ends up being 100. They're exhausted, but I would hate to lose a game that way.
1-2.
Michael, this is a pretty good block because this ball is way out in front of home plate. He actually had to stand up to block it off his chest protector because it bounced so high.
Now, are catchers so locked in that a ball in the dirt you block when there's nobody on base? It doesn't mean anything.
2 strikes.
Gotcha.
So he better be locked in.
Right. But you see them block it with 1 strike.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're already down.
Right.
That has been a really good pitch to Simpson. The changeup, he's only hitting 150. He gets out in front and hits it in the air, and that's where he does not want to hit the ball.
3-2. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
That's the cat and mouse game I love when it comes to pitching, is he wants to hit the ball on the ground and you want him to hit it in the air, and how do you get him to do that?
Ground ball. Grabbed by Caballero. 2 down. And that brings up Williamson. And a strike. Had a 2-week IL stint with a lower back strain. Since coming back in 26 games, he's hitting 187.
I was actually happy not to see Palacios in there because he kills the Yankees.
He has hurt them.
You think about the lefties they have on the bench. Palacios had a good series, 4 for 5. Mesa Jr.'s 2 for 4 with a homer. Fiducia's 1 for 2 with a homer.
Chop over the mound. Volpe fields, gets rid of it quickly, and gets Williamson for the final out. And the Rays go down in order, and we go to the 5th. Take a little trip around the majors. How about the night for Ryan O'Hearn last night? 10 ribbies, franchise record for the Pirates. Justin Verlander announced today he's going to retire at the end of the season. Also chosen as a legacy pick for the All-Star game. Tyler Tolbert tied a major league record, hitting 12 straight plate appearances. And Ohtani 5th fastest to 300 career home runs. Anthony Volpe leads off and takes a breaking ball for a strike as we start the 5th.
Michael, 12 straight hits?
Amazing.
That's got to do a lot for the average.
I think he went up over 100 points.
I'm going to guess a lot more than that.
Volpe dunked a single to right field in the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 1. Ground ball. Walls. 1 away here in the 5th. Well, Verlander's going to the Hall of Fame, first ballot. 266 and 159. The MVP in 2011. Won the pitching Triple Crown. Cy Young 3 times. 10-time All-Star, 2-time ERA leader. And injuries have just derailed his entire season. And as we mentioned, he is on the All-Star team. Put on there by Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball.
And Michael, Justin Verlander was asked about his decision. He said he never wanted to retire because of a milestone, a number, or a date on the calendar. He wanted the game to tell him when it was time. And over the last several months, he realized that that time has come. He went on to say that he's committed to giving everything he has to the Detroit Tigers for the remainder of the season and finishing things where it all started, but this would be his final year.
I know he did have outside hopes and dreams of getting to 300, but that's a big climb, especially at his age. And Joe, I don't know if the game told him to get out or his body did. His body just was not responding.
Well, his body is telling him, and that's what he's saying. And Michael, I don't know if we'll, like, to think that he's that many games away from 300 is mind-boggling to me, because he was as dominant as you could be for a long period of time. He's, what, 43 years old, and he's still pitching? I don't know if we'll ever see a 300-game winner again.
Well, the way the game
changed.
is run, I don't think they will. Because it doesn't seem as if the people that run baseball put that much value in wins. It was actually refreshing to see them let Dylan Cease try to get a no-hitter today with a high pitch count. He ended up losing it in the 9th inning.
First hitter in the 9th.
Last guy to win 300 was Randy Johnson. He did it in 2009. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. CC came close and Messina came close, but grounded short. Walls retires Schumann. 2 away.
The other guy that comes to mind is Scherzer, but he's had so many injuries lately too.
Absolutely.
I mean, how about that? That was their 1-2 in Detroit. That's pretty filthy.
Not too bad.
These guys gave me nightmares.
Here's Austin Wells. Grounded foul into and out of the Rays dugout. And the pitch. Did he go? Yeah, he did. Gabe Morales said he went around.
Get a better look at it here.
Yeah, he did. If they put that challenge rule in, he didn't.
He didn't. No.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Wells down on strikes. 11 straight batters retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th. On Tuesday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium and celebrate the magic of Harry Potter. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of 4 house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Get your tickets today, Yankees.com. There he is. Made the trip. Taylor Walls hits one up the middle. It's grabbed there by Volpe. And he fires to first. One shortstop gets the other.
Yeah, a really good play, and it's got funny spin because he gets jammed on this breaker ball. And Volpe does a really good job of setting his feet really quickly after he catches it, getting his shoulders going towards first base and making an accurate throw.
Here's Nick Fortes. And a strike. A double by Diaz off the wall and left, and then a single right by Aranda, and that's the only scoring in the game. 1-0 Rays. Yankees had an opportunity in the 2nd inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, and 1 out, and Schumann laid down a safety squeeze. But McClanahan flipped the ball to Fortes, and they got Dominguez trying to score. There's a strike. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Number 9 hitter with a 1-out single against Cole.
Yeah, because he does not strike out a whole lot, and he has a really high in-zone contact. Even those numbers are great. It's not an easy out. It's not an easy at bat. And he will chase that ball. He just didn't get it far enough away. Hits it up the middle. This infield is extremely fast, and anything that hits the dirt is going to be fast through the infield.
Here's Diaz. 2 for 2.
I talked about, I think he wants the ball middle in because of his shoulder. The left shoulder has been bothering him. Cole trying to get a double play, throws him a sinker down and in.
Line into center field, it's a base hit. Diaz 3 for 3. Fortes stops at second. Garrett Cole has faced Diaz more than anyone else in his major league career.
Yeah, and he's got 2 hits on breaking balls, and here's a slider that's really just kind of a spinner. And coming into tonight on right-handed breaking balls, he was hitting 410. One of the worst pitches to throw him, and I know he's trying to make it, you know, you say whose slider, if I put it where I want, he's out. You just can't hang him to him, and if you do, he's going to hit him. He doesn't miss the mistake breaking ball.
So that's what he's done in his career against Cole.
So we see this pitch to Diaz. He wants it down and away with depth, and you're going to see it's flat and it's inside and it's thigh high. And he's probably lucky it was only a single.
And Wells wants to talk with Cole.
I like this. Give him a little breather. Make sure you're on the same page. How do we want to attack him? How do we want to get back in the count? How are we going to finish him when we get ahead? Make sure we're in agreement here. And really the agreement has to come from Garrett because he's the guy that has to throw the pitch.
(16 to 20 first pitch strikes). And he's allowed 6 hits. Driven into right center field. On the run is Schumann, turning and looking, and that ball's going to be off the wall. Fortes scores. Diaz is held at third. The throw comes all the way home. It's a double and another ribby for Aranda, and it is 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Well, he is an RBI machine, and because of the lack of speed at first base, they're lucky it's only 1 run. He's got to find a way to get a strikeout or a ground ball to the infielder, but he gets a ball that's down and in, and he got him the first time on a fastball down and in, and the last 2 times he's had a single and a double, and he's driven in a couple runs, and he just continues to produce and produce and produce.
Yankees bring the infield in halfway with Caminero at the plate, second and third, with 1 out. And there's a strike. Diaz at third. Aranda is at second. For Aranda, that's his 60th ribby of the year. Over the mound. Coming home with the throw is Caballero, and Diaz is out. Caballero charged, made a good throw, knew Diaz doesn't have much speed, and gets the second out at home.
Really good play by Caballero because he knows it's not hit hard. Diaz has to make sure it's over the pitcher's head, and he throws on the run. You see the really quick transfer, outstanding transfer, which gives him time to get the runner at home. Just a really good play on his part. Diaz kind of took a little step back first, and that probably cost him a couple feet. Really good play by Caballero.
So Aranda moved to third, reaching on first with the fielder's choice Caminero. He's 0 for 11 in the series. Here's Mullins. 1-0. One. 1-2.
Curious to see what pitch he'll throw here, Michael, because when you look at Cedric Mullins, the most success he's had has been on the changeup off of right-handers. Cole's breaking ball has not been stellar. That's what he's been weakest on. 203 on four-seamers, but better as of late.
Swing and a miss, got him. But the Rays had a run. On 3 hits, they leave 2. We go to the 6th. Well, now time for Discipline That Delivers, brought to you by Vanguard.
Well, McClanahan has been outstanding. As you're going to see this backdoor slider that he throws Goldie, a really good changeup to Belly, and then a fantastic changeup to Wellesley, the one that dives down and in. And there's another one.
They're very careful with McClanahan. See what the Yankees have done against his change. He averages 78 pitches a start. That was bunted right up in the air. It's going to fall in for base hit. Once he got past McClanahan, it was a base hit. Aranda couldn't get there.
Yeah, and then there's no one covering first base. So even if someone picks it up, there's no chance to get him out at first base. It's not really how you draw it up, but it worked really well. And now maybe Goldie can get going. Michael, he's only thrown 90 pitches like 3 times this year.
Yeah, he averages 78 pitches a game and 4.98 innings per start.
Last start, he only went 69 pitches. Is it 66, I believe, right? 67?
And the middle of the bullpen for the Rays, not a strong part of their game. Well, if you believe in due, you have to believe that Paul Goldschmidt's due. A career high tying 0 for 32.
And what's amazing through all that, he's 0 for 18 off of left-handers, which he absolutely kills. He's coming into tonight, he still had the highest OPS off of left-handed pitchers with 75 plate appearances. Still, after being 0 for 16 coming into tonight.
2-1. So McClanahan closing in on 70 pitches. No one up in the bullpen.
I think they'll let him go to 90, 95, Michael. Because this is his last start of the first half. And he hasn't pitched in a week.
Two and 2 on Goldschmidt. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out. Looks like he overslid the bag. They strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Yeah, a changeup down in the zone, a really accurate throw by Fortes. You can see the quick tag. Yeah, and I'm not so sure about that, Michael.
I'm not
It's
sure
a little
either.
swim move, but it looks like he's coming off, so the Yankees must be convinced that he's out. Look at the outstanding changeup. The Yankees are now 0 for 6 on that pitch. Gets on top, makes a really accurate throw. Easy tag for Williamson.
He just threw out Aaron Boone. They threw him out again. Or maybe he threw out somebody else in the dugout and then Aaron Boone got tossed.
I mean, did they not give him enough time to replay it, or they wanted it replayed and they said no?
Well, this is the same crew that 2 times didn't allow Dominguez a challenge ABS. They said it wasn't quick enough. I'm not sure what this is about. I think he threw somebody else out too.
Did he throw Caballero out? Brad Ausmus.
Well, then not only do you throw out the manager, but you throw out the bench coach.
Maybe it's not Brad. Yeah.
Oh, it is. I guess Matt Blake will team up with somebody to run it from the bench.
Maybe James Rowson run the offense. Been interviewed a couple times for managerial jobs.
There's Ben Rice. 0-1. That changeup has been something special.
Michael, I remember a game here where I got thrown out. And an inning later or 2 innings later, Rob Thompson got thrown out.
There's
See
Ausmus getting thrown out. And then Boone is going to have his say, and he said, "You're gone too."
And Rob Thompson told Larry Rothschild, whatever you do, don't get thrown out. He got thrown out.
Wow. Rice strikes out. Rough inning for the Yankees. 2 people get thrown out, they don't score. Back here at Tropicana Field, 2-0 Rays. Yankees manager and bench coach has been thrown out. We're wondering who has the assignment now. That's Tanner Swanson. He's holding the lineup card. He's the field coordinator and the director of catching. Now it's a short runway behind the dugout right up to the clubhouse. So I'm sure any pertinent information could be relayed.
Could be?
Would be. Might be.
So to get back to that story, so by the 5th inning, pitching coach, bench coach, and myself were all sitting next to Brett Weber in the video room.
Tanner Swanson was the bench coach for Team Great Britain in the WBC. High fly ball, right field. Dominguez will put it away.
There's a number of moves that could be made in this game in the next 3 innings, too, with 3 lefties on the bench as the Yankees. McMahon, Grisham, and Chisholm. It's only 2-0.
And now someone's going to start the throw in the Rays bullpen. And a strike. Cole Sulser getting his stuff ready. Soft ground ball. Moving in front of it is Caballero. And he gets Chandler Simpson for out number 2.
He's got the eye black back on, Mike.
Yeah.
1 for 2 tonight.
Well, he didn't have it last night. He was 0 for 4.
We don't want to talk about that.
So here's Ben Williamson. And a strike. Williamson 0 for 2 against Cole. That one's into right center. Schumann on the run, on the track, makes the play. Max Schumann runs it down for the final out of the 6th. We go to the 7th here in St. Pete at the Trop. It is 2-0 Rays. We go to the 7th inning. Rosario leads off and takes a strike. Let's go downstairs to Meredith. And what information do you have on the ejections?
Well, Michael, chatter down here in the dugout suggests that they were indeed going to challenge that play with Caballero sliding into second base, and they were told that too much time had passed. That is what set Aaron Boone off. Kind of what we expected. We'll get more in the postgame, obviously, but right there they thought maybe Caballero got in there.
Yeah, this crew is kind of a stickler for time limits and not giving Dominguez the ABS challenge yesterday was odd. And I don't think the Yankees took an inordinate amount of time deciding whether to challenge or not.
No, I do not either. I mean, I think sometimes you have to use judgment and not be so rigid, understanding the importance of these games.
Right.
These are huge games. What is it, a second maybe? That's why I got thrown out so many times, Mike. Are you trying to get me going?
No, not at all. I need you here. I don't need you thrown out.
First place I was ever thrown out, right here. I believe it was Jerry Meals who got me. My kids were here. They thought I could never manage again. They were crying their eyes out. They were like 6 and 4.
You ever calculate what all the ejections cost you?
No.
But you did have to write checks.
Yes.
That must stink.
They're write-offs.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. Biggest one was for the A-Rod.
Which one was that?
When they threw at him 4 times. Dempster.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I think Dempster still owes me money. You had 4 chances. It took you 4 times. Michael, he's been to 90 pitches twice. And the last time he did it was in May. He was on an extra day's rest, and then he had 2 after. And again, this is Wednesday, so he will not throw until after the break. So they're pushing him a little bit.
And Rosario really making him work here.
I'm thinking at this point, if Belly's at bat is somewhat long, you let him. Belly might be his last hitter.
Line drive, it's a base hit. That's the Yankees' 4th hit of the game, a leadoff single for Rosario.
Yeah, just a really good at bat. Fouled off some tough pitches, and he gets a slider that's up in the zone. And you start to see hitters put better at bats, and that's what tells you the pitcher's getting close to the end. That was a really good at bat by Rosario.
Rosario has just 1 stolen base. Here's Bellinger, 0 for 2. High fly ball, left center field. Simpson goes back to make the play, and Rosario retreats to first. That is the first out, that fly ball, that McClanahan has recorded in the first inning all year. Longest outing of the season, and that will do it. So Cash got 85 pitches out of him on 6 days rest, and McClanahan is pumped up. He was trying to tell Cash, I want to stay in. Let me stay in. That's the old Mike Messina to Joe Torre move, but Cash wasn't listening, because this isn't about extending him. This is about health, and they need him, and they want to keep him healthy. So they go to the bullpen. Dominguez coming up with 1 on. Cole Sulser takes over, and he deals to Jason Dominguez. Pitch low and inside. 1-0. Good outing for McClanahan. Runner at first is his responsibility. He went 6 1/3. Fouled away.
Cole Sulser worked Monday. He also worked Saturday before that. And he's been struggling a little bit. It's a guy, though, they can count on. They had him up yesterday. Obviously, he's in there today. His changeup is the pitch that he uses second most.
And that one is squibbed the other way, and it's knocked down there for Caminero, and he saved an extra base hit. Nice play getting there, but it's a base hit nonetheless for Dominguez. Yankees have runners on.
Well, that changeup got him in trouble because he hit it off the end right down the third base line. He didn't hit it hard. Both of his hits have not been hit hard. Good job by Caminero keeping it in the infield, because if he doesn't, you might have second and third in that situation. So good job of keeping it in the infield.
So despite trying to politic to stay in, McClanahan gave Cash a hug, and now he has to watch. Kyle Snyder comes out to talk with Sulcer as Volpe is at the plate with runners on first and second.
So if you're wondering why you're not seeing a left-handed hitter, lefties are only hitting 200, righties are hitting 400 with an OPS near 1200. And that's why Volpe's staying in there.
Volpe's 1 for 2, single to right in the second, grounded to short in the fifth. And a strike. Changeup misses, 1-1. Grounded foul, 1-2. Rosario's at second, Dominguez is at first. Two 2-0 Rays. We're in the top of the seventh inning. Volpe batting in the number 6 spot in the order. And the pitch. Held up, 2-2. Yankees have 5 hits, the Rays 7. Fouled straight back.
Really, really good swing. And to me, that's the right approach. He was trying to go through the middle of the field. So it helps him with the changeup and the breaking ball. He just fouls it off, just gets underneath it a little bit.
They check with the first base umpire, and Mike Malinsky said no, he did not go. So the count is full at 3-2. Coming out on deck is Grisham to pinch hit for Schumann. Swing and a miss. He got him on the change. 2 away.
Yeah, a really good 3-2 changeup. What he relies on, and he gets the great depth on that one. Anthony had a pretty good approach on him, and that one was just, he chased. And when you chase, you're usually not going to make contact. You can see how far out front he is. Grisham, on the other hand, is a really good changeup hitter. Killed changeups last year. Not so successful this year, but over his career, he has been really good.
So he will pinch hit for Schumann and then take over in center field.
Last 2 years, he's had 10 home runs on what would be considered off speed. That's a change or a split. And over 130 at bats. It's pretty good.
Strikeout by Volpe, just the Yankees' 6th tonight. Jumps on the first pitch and skies it to left field. Simpson toward the line and makes the play in foul territory for the final out. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Time for the stretch. Well, now time for the 7th inning recap brought to you by CarShield. 2-7-0 leading 0-5-0. Garrett Cole has pitched well. Shane McClanahan was excellent. The Yankees do not have an extra base hit. And Jonathan Aranda has driven in both runs. Walls takes outside from Cole. Well, we said at the beginning of the game they need a good outing from Cole, and he's giving them a good outing. Just no offense at this point.
You see the bullpen starting to loosen up. That's his 86th pitch. 90 is his high this year. A lot of 88s and 80s, 9s. See Fernando Cruz getting up.
Holds up. The 2-1. 2-2. And the pitch. Foul back here and just under the booth. You really want no part of that smoke, do you?
No, 0.
That was a looper. You could have caught that.
It can only be an embarrassment. There's no other direction you can go.
The 2-2. Popped up. Rosario. But that's in the seats. Yankees have not announced a starter for tomorrow. It's an afternoon game. And talking to Boone before the game, seems like they're leaning toward a bullpen game. And the fact that Cole has gone this long, maybe it enables them to do that. So 91 pitches so far, that's a season high for Garrett. Time called. Cole deals, and he walked him. So Walls with a leadoff walk, and he can run. He has 13 stolen bases.
Well, here's the hit and run situation or a bunt situation. Zone contact for Fortes. 91.6, where the average is 82.6. And when he chases, makes contact 76% of the time, where the average is 58. Ton of ground balls. And you can either bunt or hit and run with Walls. Speedy runner at first.
They showed bunt on the first pitch, took low. Walls with the lead at first. This time swinging, but another ball.
I think they're putting on the hit and run.
And a strike from Garrett Cole, 2-1. Another long look down to third. Chasing Walls back.
Sometimes you'll throw over in that situation to see if the hitter shows anything, to see if he shows a bunt. I would always show bunt if I was hit and run, to make them think, do the opposite of what I was doing.
Bunted foul.
See, and that's something I hated as a hitter. 2-0, you give me the swing away. If you really want me to bunt, have me bunt 2-0 too. Because like you give me one strike, and if I take a pitch that's not necessarily the pitch I'm looking for, and I got one chance, now I got 2 strikes. I'm in a hole.
Now the other night, Walls bunted with 2 strikes, bunted foul, and struck out. So you've made your 2 throws to first.
If you want me to move him, give me 2 chances to bunt him over.
Now are they thinking 2-0 he's going to get a cookie and maybe he can hit it?
Yeah, but he took it.
Right. Swing and a miss. Fortes down on strikes. And now we'll do it for Garrett Cole. Matt Blake strides to the mound, hasn't signaled yet. He takes the ball from Cole, makes the signal. It's time for a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by Taco Bell. Nice job by Garrett Cole. Runner at first base. 1 out in the 7th. Fernando Cruz comes on. Let's play Name That Yankee. 12-27, high ERA. There's the innings pitched. Yankees from 88 to 91. Finished with the Rays. Another trip to the Yankees in 95. Diaz takes high from Cruz.
Tough matchup for Cruz. I mean, you had to pick your poison here. He was 3 for 3 off of Cole. He's 3 for 5 off of Cruz with 2 walks.
Two and 0. Two and 1. Diaz, couple singles and a double against Garrett Cole. A strike.
Really good job by Austin Wells there, framing that pitch, bringing it up, and I believe it's a strike. But you have no challenges left, so it's not a strike. It's even a better frame job. Really, really good.
Ground ball and through for a base hit past the diving Caballero. Walls will go to third. Diaz is 4 for 4, and the Rays have runners on the corners with 1 out.
He has such a flat swing, the second flattest swing in all of baseball. That's why you don't see him swing and miss. And he just pushes this ball, and it's in off the plate the other way. Stays on it. And the only way you can do that is if you're sitting fastball, because if he was sitting split, he's not catching up at all. Fights it the other way. A really good job of hitting.
Rays looking for some insurance. And here's the guy who's driven in both runs, Jonathan Aranda. 2 for 3 against Cole. Tried to hold up on the splitter. That's a strike. Take a look at the spectrum exit velocity on the 2 hits tonight by Aranda. One was 99.8. In the 5th inning, 102.4. One and 2.
It's almost like the Rays are a little bit surprised by his fastball because he throws so many splits. Yandy Diaz took the 2-0 fastball from him and almost looked like he was kind of giggling a little bit, like, really?
Spoiled that one. Kind of flicked at it. Walls is at third, Diaz is at first. Yankees looking for a double play. That should get a run in. Grisham makes the catch, tagging and scoring is Walls. The throw comes into second. A sac fly for Aranda. He has driven in all 3 runs. Tampa Bay's up 3-0.
He's such a great RBI guy because he uses the middle of the field, the opposite field so much. He doesn't strike out a lot. He takes his walks. He's now tied for 4th in RBIs in the AL. 61.
So here is Caminero, 0 for 3. Coming into tonight, only 4 of 32 inherited base runners scored against Cruz. I look at that number way more than I look at ERA for relievers.
I agree, because you have to make really effective pitches at crucial times. ERA can get blown up in just one game. You give up a 5 spot and it takes you forever to recover.
And you could come in with the bases loaded, let all 3 runs score, and your ERA goes down.
Yes.
1 and 2. Caminero 0 for 11 with 4 strikeouts in this series. He's 0 for 3 tonight. That one gets away from Wells. Diaz thought about it, but then thought better of it.
Kind of got lucky backhand to split in the dirt. Probably would have liked to try to field it the other way with this glove turned over the other way.
Swing and a miss. Caminero throws the bat, almost hits the bat boy. He threw the bat in disgust and almost clunked the bat boy. All right, as we go to the 8th inning, it's time to play. How about that?
How about that?
Jonathan Aranda, nicknamed La Aranita, the little spider, a nod to his father, who was known as La Arana, the spider, while playing in Cuba. Ray scouts initially traveled to Tijuana to see a Rosarena, but Aranda's swing quickly caught their attention. Takes pride in his pregame outfits, often mixing modern street style with sharp, classic looks. And he has all 3 RBIs in this game.
I think that happened with Veritek too. Someone originally went to see somebody else at Georgia Tech, Boston, and they saw him, and that's who they ended up with.
0-2 on Wells. When you're struggling, it's unbelievable. You look up, Joe, and you're always 0-2.
Always. I can tell you from experience. And I think pitchers make less mistakes.
They come right at you.
Because they don't feel the pressure of you doing anything.
Clevenger's up. Lined and caught there by Williamson. And even when you hit it on the screws, Joe, nothing to show for it.
That's just the way his year has been. It's been a tough year for him, and if I was to give him any advice, I would just say, try to raise your average 10 points a month moving forward. Get hot to that extent. Hit 240, 250 like you did last year. And pitchers love throwing to you. You could be a big help down the stretch. Don't worry about what's happened.
Joe Torre used to talk to players that were having a bad year and go, okay, you're not going to make this year what you want it to be. Now just help the club, think small, and get your hits.
Well, Joe Torre said I would hit 360 one year and hit 260 the next. Right. I was the same guy.
Oh and 2 on Caballero. He bunted for a hit in the 6th inning, but then was part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. Chavihi and Hill warming. Sulser on in relief of Shane McClanahan, who gave them 6 in the 3rd. 1 and 2 on Caballero.
So I would think it would be Chavihi if the score stays the same. If they score 1 or 2, is it 1 that you bring in Tim Hill, or do you have to get 2 and make it 3-2? And once again, they can't get on the right side of the mound. Righty should be on the closer to the stands. The lefty should be on the outside, so it's not like they're crossing when they're throwing. It's really not that hard, Michael.
And also, Hill delivers it from the side too, so he's even closer to the right.
I'd be screaming at him.
The 1-2. Tipped into the glove of Fortes. Caballero down on strikes. Hey, the Yankees return to Prime on July 29th to take on the White Sox. Don't miss a minute of Yankees coverage beginning at 7, only on Prime. And here is Paul Goldschmidt, who is just desperate for a hit. 0 for 3, 2 more strikeouts. And now he's set a new career high or low. 0 for 33. Last 10 games. Longest hitless streak of his career. Dribbled up the third baseline, but it's a foul ball.
You'll take that right now.
You got to feel for this guy. He does everything right. He plays the game the right way. He treats the game right. He's an unbelievable, reassuring voice in that room. And to see him struggle like this, it must hurt for everybody.
Well, up until June 20th, he was one of the big reasons they were winning so much. And he was playing every day, which he was not expected to do.
And you wonder, because of Stanton's continued absence and him having to play every day, at the age of 38, if it's gotten to him.
It could have physically caught up to him, yes.
Michael actually spoke to him about the struggles recently, and he said, I wish I had an answer for you. The performance obviously has been terrible, especially with the strikeouts with runners on. It was clear he was frustrated with himself. He says he feels like he's swinging at too many balls right now, not swinging at strikes. And when he does swing, he is not able to connect like he typically does. Michael, a strikeout there. We're going to take a quick step aside. Bottom 8 when we're back.
The New York Yankee Foundation's 50-50 raffle is now open. The next 50-50 raffle has a guaranteed starting jackpot of $50,000. One lucky fan will take home half the pot. The other half benefits the Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/50-50. Bottom of the 8th inning. Chavihi is on. Misses inside to Mullins, 1-0. Worked on Sunday. Grounded foul.
Got to keep it right here, Michael, so at least they have to bring in Brian Baker, and that would be 2 days in a row. You don't know if they would throw him a third day in a row. I mean, obviously you're trying to win this game, but there could be little wins within a game.
Ground ball. Caballero. One down. Here's a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Booking.com. One more game tomorrow afternoon against Tampa Bay. That'll be on Yes. Then the Yankees finish the first half in D.C. against the Nationals. 6:45, 4:05, and 1:35. All on Yes. 4-game All-Star break, or 4-day. And then the Dodgers come into town. We'll have that first game on Yes that Friday night. Johnny DeLuca swings and misses. One. Good change up there, 1-2.
Yeah, has a 39% whiff rate on that pitch, the highest of any pitch that he has. Four-seamer is the pitch that he really struggles with, commanding it, that is.
Fouled away. DeLuca 0 for 3. Left field, Bellinger. And DeLuca's 0 for 4. 2 away here in the 8th. Stream Brooklyn Nets Summer League games live on the Gotham Sports app. You can purchase a subscription directly from the Amazon Channel Store. Download the app at gothamsports.tv and stream for free with an eligible TV subscription. Oh and 1 on Chandler Simpson, who has a single and a stolen base. He's 1 for 3. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Fly ball center field. Good job by Chavihi, and that'll do it. As the Rays go down in order, Yankees try to rally in the 9th. It's time to name that Yankee. Here are the clues. Joe, do you have any idea?
I do. Dave Ireland played against him in the minor leagues, and he was our pitching coach. Did a really, really good job for me.
And the body double for Kevin Costner and for the love of the game.
I did not know that.
Brian Baker on to try to close it out. And Rice starts it off with a single off the glove of Aranda. So the Yankees get started with a leadoff single by the All-Star Ben Rice.
It's like a little changeup up in the zone. That's where you have to get the changeup. And again, he hits this ball really hard. That's what's been so impressive, is how consistently he hits the ball hard. Gets that one by Aranda.
And here is Rosario. And a strike. The single by Rice, the Yankees' 6th hit. They've left 4 runners on base. Those are the numbers that made Baker an all-star. He's only blown 3 saves in 27 opportunities.
And he's really simplified his repertoire. He used to have like 4 or 5 pitches. Now it's four-seamer and a changeup. Fastball up, changeup down. And it has been really effective for him.
And this was not the plan for the Rays to have him be the closer. Edwin Uceda got hurt. Clevenger struggled early in that role. And the guy we saw on Monday, Griffin Jacks, was converted to a starter in April. And Baker has grabbed the role and run with it.
That's good fortunes when you can find a closer that you weren't anticipating to be a closer, maybe a setup guy or a 7th inning guy, and to do such a great job for you. Griffin Jacks was supposed to be the closer, and he struggled once he was traded here.
1-2. Fouled away. Against his four-seamer, batters hit 114. Against his changeup, they hit 139.
So you're saying you should look for the changeup?
I'll look for something. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 98 upstairs. Rosario strikes out.
That's what makes him so effective. He lives on the top and he lives on the bottom. He stays out of the middle. He doesn't worry about in and out. He just worries about up and down. You're going to see this. It's a little up and he's a little underneath it.
There's Cody Bellinger. He's 0 for 3. Yankees are down 3-0. We're in the 9th inning. The manager, Aaron Boone, the bench coach, Brad Ausmus, have both been thrown out as the Yankees try to rally here in the 9th. Oh and 2.
And through his struggles, that's what I've noticed about Cody Bellinger. He's underneath a lot of balls. When he's going well, he's on top of a lot of baseballs. Or gets on plane. He has not been on plane for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. He's 8 for his last 70. And the Yankees are down to their final out.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a case of him just trying to do too much and he's trying to figure it out. But again, he's underneath it. You see how high this ball is. You get anxious when you're struggling and you chase more.
10th Yankee strikeout. Here's Dominguez. He has 2 of the Yankees' 6 hits. Runner goes. There'll be no throw, so Rice takes second. And the pitch. 1-1. On deck is Anthony Volpe. But they have moved Jazz Chisholm out on deck to pinch hit for Volpe. So Chaz would come up as the tying run. Now the Yankees are down to their final strike. So 44 strikeouts by the Yankees in almost 3 full games. The 1-2 just got a piece.
Really good job of fouling this ball up. I mean, Jason Dominguez, that is tough.
Yankees have not walked today. They did not walk last night. They walked just twice on Monday. That's a big part of their game. The 1-2. Laid out the pitch upstairs, 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will do it as Baker strikes out 3. Yankees nails it down. Tampa Bay wins 3-0. And they've taken 2 of the first 3 games of this 4-game set.
Well, again, he lives with a fastball up and a changeup down, and you see how good so many of these pitchers with Tampa, their changeups are, and they have baffled the Yankees the last 2 games, and another big save for Baker.
He is pumped up. He's going to the All-Star game, and he's nailed down 2 saves in this series, and the Yankee offense continues to struggle. Jonathan Aranda drove in all 3 runs for Tampa Bay as they beat the Yankees 3-0. Let's take a look now at the players of the game.
Well, the first one is Yandy Diaz, who was 4 for 4. He had a single, or 3 singles and a double. He scored a run. He almost hit this ball out of the ballpark. Gets a couple hanging, breaking balls, and he really knows what to do with them. And then the next guy, Jonathan Aranda, who's an RBI machine, was 2 for 3 tonight with 3 RBIs on different occasions. This one in the 3rd inning, this one in the 5th inning, and he did those 2 with hits, a double there, scoring 1, and the one in the 7th, oh, just a lazy old sac fly. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs.
Took 2 hours and 19 minutes. 3-8-0 for Tampa Bay, 0-6-0 for the Yankees. McClanahan his 8th win. Garrett Cole his 4th loss. Yankees didn't have an extra base hit tonight. Aaron Boone and Brad Ausmus ejected in the 6th inning. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Michael Cooney, Mike Webb, and the executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnack. Hey, don't forget to join us again on July 29th when the Yankees head to Chicago for a series against the surprising White Sox. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 7:30. For more coverage of tonight's game, tune into the YES Network for the W.B. Mason postgame show. Once again, the final score, the Tampa Bay Rays 3 and the New York Yankees 0. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Tropicana Field